Welcome to our IBUS 205 Export Business Plan Group Audio-Visual presentation. This presentation will concern the internationalization of Gusto Design. This presentation is presented by Liam Waters, Jackson Smolenski, and Peta Dawson.
Firstly, we will be looking at the 5C analysis of Gusto Design. The first C in the 5C analysis is company. We have established that Gusto is a design and information specialist based in Wellington. They hold a sustainable competitive advantage in the design market. They are a perfect blend of design and functionality, with their value proposition being information focused. The next C in the analysis is competition. Competition that Gusto Design faces include other Wellington-based studios. These studios include 960, Soma Design, and Fox & Co. Customers is the next part of the 5C analysis. Gusto has a range of clients from government ministries, independent businesses, law firms, and council offices. They are the visual design suppliers for the government's web service panels. A quote from the Royal Australian College of Physicians, a customer of Gusto, states they enjoy working with Gusto and are thrilled with the results. I quote, "We are looking to communicate complex topics and themes, and the animation has the perfect balance of nuance and clarity." The final part in the 5C analysis is collaborators and climate. We have established that in the New Zealand business climate, those who require Gusto services can be categorized as requiring or recognizing the importance of clear information design. Gusto collaborates and eases the bureaucratic process, simplifying it and ensuring all information is properly presented as well as being understood.
Gusto Design is looking to target Australia and Singapore as potential markets for internationalization. First, we will examine Singapore to analyze their candidacy. The customer segment that Gusto will be dealing with in Singapore are Western brands that are seeking to expand their online presence. This would mean cooperation with foreign enterprises and non-equity alliances. In regard to entry modes, Gusto Design can utilize non-equity internet exporting mode of entry into the Singapore market. However, there are language barriers and cultural barriers present in this market. Australia is the other focus for Gusto Design. There are a wider variety of potential clients in the Singapore market due to the similarities between the New Zealand and Australian business climates. Due to Australia's close proximity both geographically and economically to New Zealand, it gives Gusto Design the option to set up a franchising framework. Gusto have previously worked with Australian clients, so they have a brand awareness in that market already. However, there are concerns regarding the transparency of Australia's ease of doing business, as portrayed in the 2012 OECD Business Scale.
Despite this, in the 2013 deregulation agenda by the Australian government, red tape was reduced, thus boosting productivity and strengthening our economy. According to the Institute of Public Affairs, each year red tape reduces economic output by $176 billion, which is around 10% of GDP.
For their internationalization into Australia, Gusto Design should utilize the upseller model. This entails a gradual involvement in the Australian market, characterized by increasing commitment and escalating investments. Gusto can also use the innovation adaptation stage model to identify what exporting stage they should be operating at. Our final recommendation is that Gusto should target Sydney, Australia, as it is the largest market in the country. Closer economic relations with New Zealand will make this process easier and more rewarding than Singapore. Also, the 2013 deregulation agenda encourages this. Gusto should utilize non-equity internet exporting at first, with the opportunity to set up franchising in the future.
Finally, we will look at how the COVID-19 era has created opportunities for Gusto Design. Market distance and globalized systems of communication and transportation are the ideal climate for Gusto to expand their services and offer their product internationally. Additionally, other small businesses within the Australian market of which would require a more cohesive, accessible, and clear form of communication from their government. This communication should concern their livelihood within this tumultuous era which prioritized the health and safety of their population.